It's January 2018 and the next few days are forecast unusually cool. So my riding buddy and I decided to go for a 3-day ride that looped around part of New South Wales. The day was fine and cool and we were looking forward to getting out of suburbia and into the country. But first, a few essentials. Fill up with fuel and then check the tyre pressures. Okay, we're all ready to go, but there's a little bit of freeway before we get into the proper country roads. Here we go, turning off towards Gloucester along the Buckets Way. Like most of New South Wales, the Buckets Way is a bit ordinary as far as the road surface is concerned. But it's a pleasant ride and it goes past little vineyards and it's nice and green. Anyone would think we're in the UK as we ride through towns such as Stroud, Stratford and cross the Avon River. All these places have their own unique farming history, but unlike the UK, they're all only about 150 years old. It's still holiday time for some, and we did see other bikes travelling on the road. This is a view of the Buckets mountain range, right next to Gloucester. Gloucester's a favourite stop for bike riders, and there's a little cafe called the Roadies Cafe that has a couple of old motorcycles in it, and we usually stop here. A couple of coffee milkshakes, and we're on our way again. I love road signs, they promise adventure ahead. There's plenty of things to see and keep us interested as we ride along this road. It's still farming country, and the road is just a series of nice sweeping corners and the odd river that we get to cross. As we start to ride up the mountain towards the tablelands, the road deteriorates even further into just patched potholes joined together, with the odd little bit of smooth stuff here and there. It's a few hundred metres climb up the hill and onto the tablelands, and it always cools down by quite a few degrees. Nearly to the top, and we stop for a bit of a look over the lookout. My bike's a Honda NC750X and Wendy's is a CB500X Honda. We did a tiny bit of gravel road riding, just to break up the footage of the video. It's always nice to see a gravel road and a motorcycle riding by. We're heading west towards Nundle now, and there's a nice little bit of very tight winding road here. It winds down off the tablelands, and we had the road to ourselves, not a car in either direction. It's about 5 degrees warmer now and climbing towards 30 degrees Celsius. But the air is still reasonably cool, so we're still comfortable. This ride's not about covering huge distances, and so we stopped again for an ice cream. And here's a picture of a complete goose pretending to be good looking. Of course, no video would be complete without the silly video clip section, and this is one of them. Chaffey Dam's just north of Nundle, and it's another one of our favourite stop-off points. And today it's very picturesque. So we took the time to just stand around and look at the view, and of course take a few videos and pictures of the bikes. Nundle's our destination for the night. It's a very little town, but it's cute and quite touristy. And we're staying in a cabin at the local caravan park. This is a very nice place with green grass everywhere and perfect amenities. The local pub is the only place you can have dinner, so we decided to have dinner there. Today we're going from Nundle to Merriwa, the long way round, via Cooranbong and Coolar and Casillas. The day is fine and cool again, and we're looking forward to getting out on the road. But first we're taking a small diversion up the hill to a place called Hanging Rock. This has a nice smooth surfaced, sweeping, winding road. It's only a few kilometres, but it's fun. Hanging Rock is at 1100 metres, even cooler than down at Nundle, which is only 600 metres. There's a nice little camping area here beside a couple of little dams, and it seemed to be quite popular. Next we took a gravel road that went down to the lookout for Hanging Rock. There are a number of places called Hanging Rock in Australia, surprise surprise, and this just is one of them. For those who have seen the movie, this is not the Hanging Rock where the picnic took place, so we're safe. Here's that goose with his riding buddy again. A couple more gravel road riding videos just to break up the monotony. With our Hanging Rock diversion complete, we go back through Nundle, and now we're heading sort of westish. The road's fairly open and it gives you a chance to look around and enjoy the view. When we're out touring on the bikes, we tend to only have 2 meals a day. We get up, ride a little bit, and then find somewhere for breakfast, and then only have a snack between breakfast and dinner time. The little cafe in Cooranbong served us some nice scrambled eggs. Stopping again, this time in Coolar at a little park. Most country town parks have a war memorial of some sort. This one was a little more interesting than most. We're on the Liverpool Plains, and if you suffer from claustrophobia, this is just the medicine you need. We arrived at our accommodation in Merriwa with just enough time for a nice afternoon nap. Day 3 and it's time to head home. Can't exactly accuse us of roughing it on this trip. This was a very pleasant B&B. Again, the morning's nice and cool at about 23 degrees. We only have a couple of 100 kilometres to ride today to get home, so we're certainly taking our time. The sky looks threatening, but it's not. We had no rain and the temperature was very enjoyable. We're on the Golden Highway until we go through Sandy Hollow. Now we take a little diversion and to come into the back of Denman where we're going to have breakfast. We like to take as many diversions as we can. The main roads are to be avoided at all cost. These diversions are not only more windy, but very rarely have any traffic on them. It's worth stopping for the train though. There's coal mining in this whole area and this train's full of coal heading to Newcastle, where it will be exported all over the world to contribute to the greenhouse problem. But we can't worry about that at the moment because we're selfishly thinking of breakfast. There's a nice cafe here in Denman that we always stop at. And it didn't disappoint, with a nice healthy bacon and egg roll. Bike riding's not always just about doing thousands of kilometres a day, and this ride certainly is not that. We're taking our time, we're stopping lots, and we're enjoying the views. But it's only a few country miles left before we finally get back to our little bit of suburbia and home. But it was a nice 3-day break and we'll be looking forward to the next one pretty soon.